Well. Good afternoon, West Ham fans. Let's have a few transfer rumours. Yes, everybody. Russ, hope you're safe and well. If you're new here, like, like, comment, share, all that good stuff. Don't forget, the West Ham Network Christmas giveaway. Go and watch the Match Jarvis video. Like it. Make sure you're a subscriber. Leave a comment, and you're automatically entered into the draw to win some lovely signed West Ham gear. Got to send out the first batch, actually. I'll do it this weekend. Also, go and check out Anton's video this morning, talking about Mbama, and also we did the stat attack earlier this morning as well. So all the fun of the fair for our cup final, apparently, if you read what the friends in North London are saying about us on Twitter and social media. But anyway, and it's on Amazon Prime. So if you want a free 30-day trial, which means you can also watch the game on Amazon Prime, check out the community tab on the West Ham Network YouTube page, and there's a link there from our friends at Amazon to get a 30-day trial. Helps out the channel as well. Also, beer52.com/West Ham. Keep an eye out because wine52.com's coming to West Ham Network as well. So if you don't like beer, if wine's your tipple, keep an eye on the channel and you can get some free wine. Anyway, let's do some transfer rumours. We haven't done the Guirassy rumour roundup. Not quite the Guirassy rumour roundup just yet, but we're warming up towards it. We're warming up, guys. This is like the pre-match for the Guirassy rumour roundup in January, because it's going to be pretty mental. So let's crack on like Donkey Kong and talk about strikers. Let's talk about strikers, and let's talk about this gentleman, who I'm sure none of you really know who he is, but he's a 20-year-old striker from Charlton Athletic, and we are apparently after him. According to Team Talk, amongst others, West Ham are on the hunt for Charlton striker Miles Leaburn. I think that's Carl Leaburn's son. All 6'5" of him. He's a big lad. The 20-year-old is attracting attention from a number of clubs this winter, including the Hammers, Brentford, and also Chelsea. He was a former Chelsea Academy member, but they let him go about 3 years ago. So far, the 20-year-old has bagged 7 goals and 3 assists in 18 games for the League One side this season. Obviously, you can tell he's a big lad. He's very strong, given his height as well. A good finisher as well. And he's also prepared to put a shift in, apparently, and run the channels for his team. So it just seems like a perfect signing for West Ham. Charlton are believed to be hopeful of keeping him at the Valley for at least one more season. But if the Hammers or Brentford or Chelsea or anyone else comes knocking, it may be hard for them to overturn our overtures. The bottom line is, obviously, we need a striker in January. I think, in all honesty, someone a little bit more established we want, but needs must. And I think Miles has all the attributes to become a very, very good player. You got to think him and Mbama as a two. Jesus, that would get us sorted for years to come, wouldn't it? Really, if they'd play him, of course. But it's good to see we're looking at not just the likes of the ones who hit the headlines, but sort of under the radar a little bit. And Miles is definitely one of them. If the interest gets a bit more hot, then we'll bring in Scott Minto, because he covers most of the Charlton games. Obviously, West Ham fan, friend of the channel as well, West Ham former player, and we'll get a bit more of an insight from him. Yeah, I think we'll do that. One of the players we've been heavily linked to, particularly in the January transfer window, is Guirassy from Stuttgart. Apparently, West Ham are ramping up the pursuit of the in-form Bundesliga striker, and have extreme concrete interest in the player. Now for me, Guirassy sort of the type of striker I think maybe Moyes wants, sort of more ready-made, ready to, 27. He can come in, you get him for another 3 or 4 years, whereas Leaburn very much is at the beginning of his journey. And you think, if we would spend money on Leaburn, why don't we just play Mbama more? I don't know. We know Guirassy is one of the stories of the Bundesliga season so far. He's going toe-to-toe with Harry Kane in the Bundesliga for the Golden Boot. He's got 16 goals in 11 games so far, but his goal-scoring exploits have started to attract attention from a number of Premier League clubs, including West Ham. And several know there's apparently a release clause in his contract in January, which means he can be sold for only 17.5 million euros, which is an absolute bargain. And it appears that West Ham have joined the queue for his services. The report in Blind, the German publication, adds that Moyes' side are thinking intensively about making an offer for the striker, and that their interest is now extremely concrete. We apparently joined the likes of Newcastle, Nottingham Forest, Fulham, and Man United into the mix. And Bling's article goes on to say that for now, the strikers' agents are preparing themselves for offers in the coming weeks and will then decide the best deal for the player. Obviously, once you hit that 17.5 million release clause, they've got the number of clubs they can go to. Obviously, we've got the German connection in terms of Tim Steidten as well, so that might help in terms of negotiations potentially. But we'll wait and see. We shall wait and see. Another striker that we've been heavily linked with is Paris Saint-Germain's forward Hugo Ekitike, the 21-year-old. And apparently we are now entering a transfer battle with Crystal Palace to sign him in January, according to the Evening Standard. The newspaper reported yesterday that the Hammers and Eagles are both keen on signing him, and PSG are willing to let the 21-year-old depart either on loan or permanently for the right price. So I think a loan deal would be very, very useful, particularly for West Ham. I mean, we need a striker. We need something a bit different. Arguably, Ekitike seems to fit the criteria in terms of strikers we're looking for. He's highly thought of. Apparently, those in charge at the London Stadium, given the fact we pursued him on multiple transfer windows. He's like a modern day, Carlos Bacca, the modern day Yusuf Onesri. We haven't been linked with Yusuf just yet. I'm sure that will happen soon. The 21-year-old has only made one league appearance so far this season and only made 12 starts last season. But during the 21-22 season, he scored 10 in 14 starts. And I mean, it's a bit of a gamble. I think that's why a loan deal would be better. But if it's a loan deal with a view to a permanent switch afterwards, I'm all for that because it proves your wealth. But the trouble is what always happens is they'll have a very good loan spell, and then you sign on permanently, and then they're actually dog shit. That usually happens afterwards. It's happened many a time with West Ham across the years. You get someone on loan, they do really well, you buy them permanently, and then that's it. Right, let's move to we'll go back to the Bundesliga, back to Stuttgart, but let's talk about defenders. I think it's an area we definitely personally need a bit of reinforcement in my opinion, and not necessarily like in terms of bodies, but in terms of personality. I think as a club, we're really, really missing that Craig Dawson leader. Do you know what I mean? Sometimes I think I'm not 100% convinced on Zuma's captaincy. I'm not 100% convinced on a Gaird's captaincy potential, or someone like that in terms of just having a bit of oomph, a bit of grit about them. And this man has that in abundance. Waldemar Anton. Is Anton going to sign for West Ham? That's the question we're asking. Apparently, we've joined a number of clubs in the pursuit for the Stuttgart defender, Waldemar Anton. West Ham have joined Arsenal and Aston Villa in a foot race. Christ, no chance there for the 27-year-old Stuttgart captain, who can play in the backline but also in midfield. We know that we've spoken about Sergio Guirassy, who's sort of stolen the headlines in terms of Stuttgart, but Anton's versatility, it's so weird saying it, Anton's versatility and defensive capabilities have helped him come out of his teammate shadows, basically. We know the main line is Zuma Aged. We know we've got Mavropanos in there as well. There is still a question mark on whether Zuma or Aged may well go to the Saudi Pro League if a decent bid comes in for them. But I think we need an extra body there. For me, Oggy is gone by the wayside. I think Anton would not only help us in terms of our pursuit in several competitions, but he is a fierce competitor. And that's what I think we miss. He's played every minute of the league so far. And we Stuttgart having a fantastic season, currently third behind Bayer Leverkusen and Bayern Munich. And he is a true leader. He's a proper captain. No, he has 85% pass completion rate, 71% success in tackling, and he likes to bring the ball out from the back as well, which helps. Likes to link up defense, midfield. Obviously, he can play midfield as well if need be. And he has over 60 clearances, 17 interceptions, 5 clean sheets in 13 games. He's got a really good blend between offense and defense. And obviously, he would have played with Mavropanos at Stuttgart as well. So there's that sort of German club connection as well. I really like Anton. I really like the player, Valdemar Anton. I think he's a real character as well. And I think we miss, yes, Craig Dawson wasn't the best player in the world, but you knew what you're going to get with him. This is what you're going to get with Anton. He's a proper unit. He's physically strong. He's a real leader. He's a good talker. And I think he's someone that West Ham fans would really take to. And the fact he's called Anton will be hilarious if we sign him from now on. Talking about Anton in the, his head would be like, oh, I'm playing left back. No, not. But anyway, that's it. A few transfer rumors, some interesting names. I said obviously Anton be an interesting name, but I think also there's definitely, if money was no object, he says, for me, I'd get Guirassy and I'd get Leeburn in because I just think Miles has got a real something about him. He's a very unusual player. He's 6'5", he runs the channels. He's a good finisher. He's good with his feet for a big man, and obviously he's got the height advantage there. And I think he could be a very, very good player. And he's only 20. But then I think Mbama's a good player as well. So, it's like I don't see it'd be great to play two up front of them, fucking hell. But I can't see that happening. But I definitely think we do need some more personality in the side, some more leadership. I don't think we've got that. When the chips are down, yes, we do come back, but I just don't see that natural leader in the side. Yes, Tommy Souček is Czech Republic captain. I see sometimes in JWP that sort of you see him shouting about, but I just think we miss someone who I don't know, just that grit. Do you know what I mean? When the chips are really down, just someone who could just shout at people. I don't see that in Zuma. I don't see it necessarily in Gerd as well. Don't see it in Areola. Don't see it in Emerson. I don't see it in anyone really. Paqueta does it more of a petulant, oh come on, like a bit like Paolo used to do. Come on. And I just think we just need that vocal, whether it was a Declan Rice, he was very much like that. Mark Noble was like that. Craig Dawson was like that. Kevin Nolan was like that. You need someone, one or two people in the dressing room who are just going to be leaders. And I don't think we've got that. Now. I think we lost that when we lost Deck and Dawes in the summer. So, well, obviously Dawes beforehand, but anyway. Let me know what you think. Take care. Stay safe. Stay warm. Stay humble. Keep the faith, my friends. Be back with the predicted 11 and maybe a little bit about Paolo. Not Paolo, Paolo Fornals. Maybe a bit about him a bit later on. Much love. Bye-bye.